Welcome everyone back to another Dragon Ball Super card game video. My name is D-Free. Here today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the black cards from Miraculous Revival Set 5. Now, I have not taken a look at any sort of cards for the World Tournament set that does come out this week, but otherwise we're going to take a look at this, and in the next couple of days we should get the next color leak as well. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Of course, subscribe if you are new for more content. Otherwise, I'm trying to build my Discord up a little bit for this. I have a lot of other games, but I really want to try to get it going for this. So if you want to go ahead and join a community where you can talk to more people, that's especially starting out as well, make sure you do join the Discord down below if you are not already a member. Otherwise, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So they have the Black Mass Saiyan. So this is Vegeta, but he's not Vegeta because he's Mass Saiyan, but he's not. Anyways, auto burst 3. You must place the top 3 cards in your deck in your drop area to activate this skill. So there is a must in there. So if you want to use the ability to draw a card, you have to mill the top 3 cards in your deck. So burst is a new keyword. So this is something that they apparently are adding for the cards that mill. So that's pretty common among black leaders anyway. So that's interesting. Anyways, he untaps 2 in a flip. So untap 2, yeah, there we go. So anyways, you must place the top 3 cards in your deck into the drop area to activate his skill on this side as well. Burst 3, once per turn, choose up to 1 black battle card with an energy cost of 3 or more in your drop and add it to your hand. This card gets 5,000 plus power for the duration of the turn. So this card, really good at milling your deck, and then from there, allowing you to get back and pinpoint whatever you want. 3 or less is kind of we'll see how that works out with the rest of the black cards in here. It's kind of a weird spot because a lot of the better overwhelm cards, for example, that wouldn't synergize well with. But the way that this card looks, it seems like he doesn't really want a whole lot of overwhelm. Now, there are ways to patch that up with things like Gravy and Demigor Stall, but you don't really want to be overwhelming a whole lot when it comes to this guy. You want to kind of mill stuff and then specifically pinpoint them and add them to your hand. Now, he also does not, he trades that off, the ability to get whatever you want back, which in some scenarios could be a potentially better thing, but he trades that off for the ability to draw. So really, he's an interesting leader, but I kind of feel like there are other black leaders that are better. But again, let's go ahead and look at the rest of the cards here and see how that stacks up. Now, there also might be some really good ones from the World Tournament set. Like I said, I have not looked at that yet personally, though. So anyways, Adventurous Son Goku. A 2-drop, 5k combo, 10k power. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 Dragon Ball card from your deck and place it in your drop area. Very good ability for the new Dragon Ball-centric leaders. Anyways, then shuffle your deck. If you place a Dragon Ball card in your drop area, this card gets plus 10k and double strike for the duration of the turn. So, this card is the new gen style of those Kabas, of those intensifying power Trunks or newfound power Gohans, the ones that pull a life and then they get double strike or critical. Now, the reason I say new gen, and that doesn't mean that those cards wouldn't be used anymore, but with what I understand from the new cards is that they use the Dragon Balls to pretty much awaken now. It's not really dependent on your life anymore. So as far as the new cards are concerned, we have our first glimpse at cards like that. So this is interesting because he's a black card, which means he's colorless. And there could also be, I don't know, if there's some sort of cross way you can build these decks to where you can use older leaders but still utilize the Dragon Balls. Probably not because it's a leader-specific thing. But this guy's pretty good, pretty much. So kind of like a Self-Awakener, but not really. You know, it's weird. Anyways. Dragon Ball Seeker Bulma. Once per turn, choose up to 1 Dragon Ball from your deck and place in your drop, then shuffle your deck. That's an activate main. So she can do it every turn. Oh, okay. So the name of the game is getting the Dragon Balls in your drop. So whoever's doing that first is kind of where this set is going. The game is changing. You can already see it. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, this Kami here has Deflect. When you play him, you draw a card. So that's nice. He's another one of those 1-drop draw cards, kind of like Time Control Klonoa, Energy Boost Boo, Youthful Bulma, I believe. And there's that. Anyways, activate main for 2 energy. Okay. Your opponent has 4 or more battle cards in play. It's supposed to say if your opponent has 4 or more. It legit doesn't even say if on the card. Your opponent has 4 or more battle cards in play. Choose all of you and your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO them. So there's a couple things here. First, it requires 2 energy. Not the best thing. Second, he is an all-encompassing board wipe. Next, your opponent has to have 4 or more battle cards, which, depending on the scenario, that may not be a good thing. Because they might not get there. Maybe they play, for example, against Mass Saiyan, this is a dead card pretty much because he doesn't play a lot of board. But against Mono Blue, for example, SS3, this is a good card because they have those Vegetos and all that crap. And another thing about this card, he's probably going to be one of those cards that may potentially get sideboarded in a lot of decks that currently are running, because he doesn't have any sort of restriction saying he has to be a certain leader or anything like that, and he has Deflect. He also draws a new card. He's pretty much like a new gen style of Cronoa, except they do different things. You know, she's there to counter Shugesh to make my point a little more clearer. So this Kami's actually really good. I can see where he's good, but I also can see where he's not that great. But he might be a card that gets, you know, run at 1 or run at 2 sideboard, just for the board clear pretty much. So choose all of your and your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Like, legit, Vegito gets destroyed here. There's no, like, Vegito is so annoying. There's nothing he can do about this. Anyways, Dende, new to the job. Deflect. When you play him, you draw a card. Oh, all these one drop draws are here. Okay. For 2 energy, again, place this card in your drop. If your opponent placed a card in their energy using a skill during this game, interesting, choose one of your opponent's energy and place it in the owner's drop. So, key thing here is it again costs 2 energy to do. It's an activate main. You can't call Bloodlust because Deflect. It's a draw, so it's a +1 back. Or I guess it's not really a +1. It's kind of like a even. I guess it's a +1. Anyways, it's an energy manipulator like the Vegeta, not Vegeta, excuse me, Mass Saiyan. I can see where this is good. Right? I just don't really like, if you're trying to do, and I like it, if I'm going up against it, it just kind of seems like, if it says, like, if your opponent places a card there using a skill. So, like, you know what? This Dende, what he really does is, because normally a skill would be something like a objection, right? Which he hard counters decks that need to play objection, which I feel like will be more common now with this new set, a little slower. But what he really does is he craps all over Super Saiyan 3, like badly, because there is nothing they can do about him. You just leave this guy out there inactive. Now, you can, of course, do the board clear thing. You can get him off the board. You know, you just remove him, play some removal. But it says during the game. It doesn't say during the turn. SS3 is using a skill when he flips and does too. The only way SS3 plays around this, and this might become a more common thing, is if they manually charge. Now, manually charging with SS3 is not particularly what you want to do, because it takes away a little bit of the viability for that leader early on. He's really bad if you don't flip too. He's really bad because he doesn't even draw on the front. But this card just legit craps all over him, because there is no limit. You can play him on the final turn. There is no you have to charge, your opponent has to have charge, like Mass Saiyan's ruling and all. Like, he just legit destroys your opponent. Like, this is nasty. So, but he does cost 2 energy, so I don't know how viable he would be in that, you know, Ultimate Box Vegeta deck. So there's that. But this card is, he is a silver bullet for Super Saiyan 3 for sure. Okay, and he's black, meaning he's colorless, no color requirements. He can be anywhere. It's interesting to see, like, this card might actually be really good in an SS3 mirror match. If you're willing to manually charge and just play Self-Awakeners like the normal people play, this card's actually not bad in the mirror match because you're not flipping, so we'll see. Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. So, Saiyan, when this card attacks, you may add 1 card from your life to your hand. Okay, a traditional Self-Awakener. And he gets 10,000 for the duration of the turn. So, he's another 1-drop. He is colorless, so he can be in any deck. We are seeing these a little bit more now, and we have Pan and over. I know some of the cards from the Tournament of Power or Tournament Theme Booster Tournament set, but like, this is interesting. Seeing more of that. When your opponent plays a battle card with 15,000 power or less using a non-keyword skill, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them in the drop. When your opponent plays a battle card with 15,000 or less power using a non-keyword skill. What does that mean? Like, would you have to play a card 15k or less using their like an ability to play them? Because this seems like it just flat out punishes your opponent just for playing a card. Like, if, for example, in a mirror match, if they were to play, you play this because you went first, and they following turn played the same card, they then instantly have to neg 2 out of their hand. Okay. So I can kind of see where that Vegeta leader is good again. If there's a lot of hand destruction here, this card is really good because you'll be able to pinpoint what you want back. That's interesting. I'll have to get a little more clarification on that one. Goku, barrier, permanent. During your opponent's turn, if your leader card is black and this card is in rest mode, your opponent's card can... Oh, okay. Wow. So he's Vegito. He doesn't draw you the card like Vegito does. He innately has barrier, unlike Vegito. He even gets a... Oh, no, he's a -5. Okay, I thought he was +5. Never mind. He's Vegito, but a black-specific one that gets played one turn earlier. I mean, it's cool to see another card like that. I mean, what this does is... And this is why that Kami is good. Because there's going to be a scenario where we see more of these types of cards, and they allow for a really wide board strategy that just completely locks your opponent down. Playing cards like this, Bergamo, and like all that other stuff. Like, there's nothing your opponent can do. This is why Kami is a card that I'm thinking is going to be side decked for sure. Super combo, auto, sparking 5. This skill takes effect when you have 5 or more cards in your drop. Yeah, they add another keyword for sparking. It is a temporal rescue Trunks. Nice to see another black super combo. When you combo with this card, if your leader is black, draw a card. Nope. Okay. The 10K is automatically... Wow. The 10K is automatically there? And there's no restriction on this other than having 5 in the drop? That's so easy to do. This is a really good super combo. You know the thing about this that's really good? Is he's a super combo that you can combo with literally turn 1 if you want to. You would not get the draw if you don't have the drop, but you can still do the 10K boost. You can combo with this card at any stage of the game. Wow, okay, that is, if that's those are the new types of super combos, that's crazy. Like, again, there might be some of that in the theme booster, but I don't know. That's interesting. So we have a black negate, another one. That's nice. Got tired of Time's Judgment. If your leader card is black, negate the attack and choose up to 1 black battle card from your drop area or warp with an energy cost of 1 and add it to your hand. You can pick up any 1-drop black card. Now, of course, that conveniently removes him from the equation. You could pick up this. You could pick up these cards that are all really good. Legit, they're all really good cards. All 4 of these in a row. So that's interesting. Permanent for sparking 5. You can activate this card's counter from your hand by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying its energy cost. So if you have 5 in your drop, this basically turns into things like sacrifice and instant transmission where you can play it for free. That's dope. This is a really good card. This is the type of thing like Mass Saiyan really needed. This is like Mass Saiyan deck. Because I always go back and try to revisit Mass Saiyan because I love that leader. This is the type of thing he needed. He needs free cards because he doesn't have the energy manipulation or the hand, really. And sometimes he gets stalled for Self-Awakening. It just kind of depends. So that's nice. The Dragon Radar. Choose one of these abilities here. Look up to the top 7 cards in your deck. Choose up to a total of 2 Dragon Ball or Desire cards and add them to your hand and shuffle. That's dope. What would you do with them in your hand? Do they have combo power? No, they're right here. They have an Activate main. Okay. Choose up to a total of 2 Dragon Ball or Desire cards from your drop area and add them to your hand. Okay. If your leader card is Shenron, draw... Oh, they're draw cards. Wow. They only work in Shenron leader decks, though. That's interesting. A Child's Wish. Oopa! This card gains Desire in all areas. That's nice because it allows it to be picked up with this because it's going to have the Desire trait in your deck. So that is good. Okay. So moving down. If your leader card is Shenron, choose 1 battle card in your drop with 15,000 or less power and an energy cost of 3 or less and play it. Conveniently, this removes that Goku we just looked at from the equation, but it doesn't have a color restriction. You could pull whatever you want with this. And this is a colorless card as well, so that's nice. World Peace. This is a 4-drop. This card gains Desire in all areas. If your leader card is a Shenron card, choose 1 battle card in your drop area with an energy cost less than or equal to your current energy. Wow, this is that, but on steroids, except it's 4 cost. Interesting. Is that all the blacks? Yes, it is all the blacks until we get to, like, supers and stuff. So, blacks are interesting. Interesting way that they're handling these. Like, I think that this super combo is disgusting because I already thought the other black super combo was really good, but this one is nasty because you get to combo. Now, I would still prefer to wait so I can get the draw, but you could still do this insanely early. Like, black has some of the best super combos because they can do them early. So, this is really cool. Now, this guy, he doesn't really synergize with decks that want to play Overrealm. So, keep that in mind. He doesn't work with decks that want to play Overrealm. Like I said in the beginning, the Vegeta seems like he doesn't want to play Overrealm early. And these are more so not just black cards for Overrealm. They've expanded black into being a colorless color since the Theme Booster Tournament of Power, or Theme Booster World Tournament. So that's interesting still, but I love this. This is really cool. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new, and we will be back for the rest of those. I'm going to go get caught up on the Theme Booster here and figure it out. Anyways, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.